Okay, let's keep going here. I'm going to go back to the slides and we're going to get into some ideas for tools to use as we work on finding our boundaries, solidifying our boundaries, and holding them clearly. So, three tools that we're going to touch on today are mindful awareness, self compassion, and communication. So, mindful awareness first. This definition comes from Lyra Health, and I really like the simplicity of it, but the clarity of it too. So they define mindful awareness as paying attention on purpose in the present moment without judgment. Sometimes the without judgment piece is the hardest part. And we'll look more at like what are we paying attention to exactly. So you had this on your handout under reactions for when boundaries are crossed. We want to start paying attention to what are we thinking, what are we feeling, and what are we doing. These pieces are going to give us the information that helps us to know where our boundary is, when it's crossed, and maybe what we need to do to stay protected or to stay healthy. So questions for these three pieces, this thoughts, emotions, behavior. This comes from cognitive behavioral therapy, which I use in my coaching practice. And so if you want more information on it, you can look into that. But a really simple 3-point check that you can do is to ask yourself in any moment of feeling stressed or overwhelmed, but also really feeling like boundaries are unclear. We want to get grounded in ourselves, and we can ask ourselves, what am I thinking? What am I feeling? And that means emotions and sensations in the body. And then what am I doing? And these pieces can help give us information. They can really help us to uncover hidden property claims, meaning a lot of times when we are feeling some kind of discomfort around boundaries, it's because there's a hidden property claim. Someone else is either like laying a stake on our property that we feel and we sense internally, or we may be laying stake on someone else's property. But it can become clear when we break these things down. This is like pulling apart threads to try to figure out where is the piece that's out of alignment here. And so our thoughts, our feelings, and our actions can help to uncover what those are. And some examples here specifically of the thoughts that we might notice that can uncover the hidden property claims are any shoulds. Anytime we're thinking should, something should be some way, something shouldn't be some way, they should be behaving this way, they shouldn't be behaving this way, or I should be feeling a certain way, or I shouldn't be feeling a certain way, then we can recognize we're actually out of our yard, we're out of what's ours to figure out, and then can help us come back. And getting really clear on emotions and feelings in our bodies can give us signals to then look at the thoughts. And we'll talk more about the feelings in the body, but I want to encourage you to start naming what you're feeling. It may be, oh, I feel a lump in my throat, or I feel a pit in my stomach, or my palms feel sweaty. These are our body's clues, our body's cues, the flags that our body is saying, hey, pay attention here to something. And then actions. This is a part of what we're responsible for in our property is what we're doing, and so it can help us to pull these pieces apart. Okay. Once we notice, once we've paid attention on purpose in the present moment, once we've noticed what we're thinking, what we're feeling, what we're doing, we want to bring in this non-judgment. this self-compassion for our thoughts, for our emotions, for our behaviors. And what this does, sometimes self-compassion can be confused. There's a lot of words to use here for this, but it can be confused as like just letting ourselves off the hook. Sometimes we really want to beat ourselves up because we want to do better. And we can separate doing better from beating ourselves up. So, what self compassion can help to do is allow us to notice what's happening, to notice reality, notice what we're thinking, feeling, and doing, notice what's happening around us, and then to course correct, to move more toward our values, to move more toward actions that are aligned for us without getting stuck in shame. And if you have heard or read any Brene Brown, you know the importance of recognizing shame. Shame is a really big part of, like, self-compassion can really speak to shame. So I want to encourage you here, as you're paying more attention, you're developing this mindful awareness, then we're sidestepping the judgment, or we're noticing the judgment, and then we're bringing self-compassion to it.